Hi, and welcome to this week's Mortgage Broker broadcast. This week's podcast is a solo episode with me. And the reason why I wanted to do a solo one this week is because we're halfway through the year. Yes, we're halfway through 2023 already. Yes, there are tough times as a mortgage broker. But one of the things I want to sort of pick up on is not forgetting about reviewing what you set out to achieve this year and looking at your plans, looking at your goals, looking at your aims. And yes, there are distractions as a mortgage broker right now. However, I wanted to make sure that you're making time to review your actions, review your plans, and looking to set yourself up to succeed in the second half of 2023. So let's just get into that podcast. You're listening to the Mortgage Broker broadcast with me, Craig Skelton, the podcast which helps mortgage brokers at all stages of their mortgage broking career. Hi, and welcome to this week's Mortgage Broker broadcast. As I said, this week's podcast is a solo episode, and I just wanted to get the chance to really get into detail about plans, and it's halfway through the year, so halfway through 2023 already, and it's yes, I get that there are challenges facing the brokers right now. Absolutely. This is released on Wednesday, the 5th of July. Just yesterday, Santander pulling rates, systems crashing. You got until 10 o'clock last night to get your case in Santander. So, yes, I get that that's a regular occurrence right now. You've got rates going up and down. You've got clients that you've secured a PT rate for, and the rates might have been reduced. So, again, there are sort of challenges, real hardcore challenges that are facing mortgage brokers right now. However, it's still vital that you make sure that you're on track with the plans and what you wanted to achieve this year, which I'll come on to. And what I am sort of seeing is that there are quite a few brokers that are leaving the industry right now. So people that can't deal with the day-to-day challenges that face as a mortgage broker, which is a real shame because somebody leaving the industry is not great. Not great because that could be down to lack of support, lack of preparation, just not the lack of inexperience, or they can just have had enough of being a mortgage broker. And I get that we all can go through that, and I get that we can go through that sometimes, but we've got to come out the other side of that because it's worth staying around for and sticking around for, because mortgage brokers will always face those challenges, but we will always come out of the other side. The chaos and disorder will calm down at some stage. I guarantee it will, because it always does. And so when you look at business right now, you've got brokers that I talk to that are 30% down year on year. And so when they're facing the challenges and the real hardship days, then yes, it's easy to throw the towel in. However, you've got to stick at it and make sure that you've got your process in place and you're keeping motivated to achieve what you set out to achieve. There are brokers I talk to know that are 30% up year on year, if not more. And so that's great for them, and that will help them with their motivation. However, with all this, as I've said before, you have to run your own race. It's what good looks like to you. It's about your plans. And really, right now, we're halfway through the year. So this is a great opportunity to shape the rest of your year. If you haven't managed to get that plan in place, if you've not been reviewing it, you've not created those habits, well, now's the time to do it. Let's get second half of the year kicked in right now. It's the 5th of July. You've got to get it moving. So get that plan in place and look at how you're going to create those habits. Because if you don't, you'll just drift for the second half of the year as you have the first. And we talked about making sure that you're reviewing daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. And it's important to do that because it's still important to check in with yourself and check in with your business, which is hard to do when there's a chaos going on. You've got cases to manage, placing cases 3, 4, 5, 6 times for the same client. Time is precious right now as a mortgage broker, but it is important to get off the wheel and just check in with yourself. So making sure you've got the time to do that, because it will benefit you and it will benefit your business. So we're going to look at your business plan. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the honesty. We're going to look at tweaking the business plan if you need to, not reinventing the plan, because we don't need to reinvent the plan right now. It's just about tweaking it. And it is about creating those right habits for you to move your business forward. So like I said, the 3 points we want to look at is having a plan, the importance of that, Second one is make sure you're reviewing it. And the last one is okay to tweak halfway through the year. So as I said, we're halfway through 2023. So the first important thing is, and point one is, have you got a plan? If you haven't got a plan, nothing you can do about the past, nothing you can do about that right now, apart from create one for the second half of the year. And as I've always said, it's important to have a plan. It's important to know what your goals are and what you wanting to achieve. Because if you've got goals and you've got targets, what you want to achieve, you can put actions in place to make sure to give you a fighting chance achieving those goals. And so, like I said, with that is first thing is if you've got a plan that started at the start of the year, then great. We'll come on to reviewing that in a second. If you haven't had a plan, then you need to get one in place. This is the right time now to get your plan in place for the second half year. Because if you don't do it now, you won't do it. You'll go another year without any business plans, without any goals, and you won't be focusing on yourself. And you might be looking around, and you might be looking at the other individuals. And like I said before, we don't care about the other individuals. It's about you and your plans and what you want to achieve. Every single broker is different. Every single business is different. Every single broker's goals and aspirations, earning income, service levels, values, everything is different. So you focus on yourself and get that plan in place right now for the second half of the year. That is important. And like I say, I read a book recently that when we're talking about plans, and great book, and it talked about priorities, and you can only have one priority. And one of the quotes, in which I will get it wrong, but it's fine. Hopefully, you understand what I'm talking about. Is that it's far better to move one part of your business a mile than it is to move every part of your business a millimeter. So think about that when you're creating your plans. Think about that when you're looking at your actions, particularly around sort of timing. So if you're looking at next month, next 3 months, this quarter, so the third quarter of the year with regard to your actions, if you've not moved anything forward so far this year, pick one thing and move that one thing forward. Forget about the rest of the noise, just focus on that one thing. And that's what I talk about with your priority. You can have up-team priorities, but you can only have one priority. And with this, I would say with your plan, looking for the next month, for the next 4 weeks, for the month of July, move one thing forward. If you've not moved anything forward in your business this year, get one thing and make sure that's your priority for the next 4 weeks and move that aspect of your business forward. So first point is have a plan. If you've got one from the start of the year, then great. If you've not got one, get one in place. The second one is making sure that you're reviewing your actions. So when we look at plans and when we look at actions, just to explain and drill down a little bit with regards to that, reviewing your actions daily. So the way that I work and the way that I structure my day is that at the end of every single day, I plan tomorrow. So I know as soon as I come into my office, as soon as I hit in front of my desk, I know exactly what I need to do step by step, priority by priority, task by task. I know exactly what I need to do and a timeline around that. So what you do at the end of the day is that you can sort of see if you've got that written down in a journal like I do, or some other place you've got like a to-do list written down or something, then it's easy to review what you've achieved that day. So at the end of every single day, review what you've achieved that day, look through that, look at what you've achieved, look what you've faced, look what the challenges you've done. And it's okay to make notes about how you're feeling at that time, but then plan tomorrow. So making sure you know tomorrow, as soon as you hit that into your desk and hit your office, you're sat down with tasks, and it's not waking up, it's not getting to your office, having a brew, having a cup of tea, coffee, whatever the case may be, whatever you start your day with, thinking about what I'm going to do today, you're straight on to impact in terms of your tasks and actions. So that's one thing that I'd be doing. So it's important to review your actions every single day, because if you review actions every day, you'll put a plan in place for tomorrow. Then reviewing every week, you need to reflect on your week and look at the challenges you've faced, look at the wins, look at the issues, look at the failures, and learn from that. And you will only do that by reviewing the week at the end of the week, whether that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever day your week ends. Have a look through your journal, have a look through what you've achieved this week, and making sure that, as I said, you're taking the wins on board, motivating you into the weekend, or you're looking at the challenges you've faced and learning from those challenges, learning from those failures, and ready to tackle the next week, ready to go, knowing what impact you need to do Monday morning to take action. And then the last one is reviewing your business plan every single month. So it's okay, you don't need to review your business plan every single day. If you've got a business plan for 2023 with quarterly plans in there as well and quarterly actions, you need to be reviewing your business plan monthly. Because if you don't review it, don't tweak it, don't look at it, don't look at actions you're holding yourself accountable for, you will never look at it. You will never buy into true action planning. You will never buy into true business planning if you're not looking at it. So making sure that you are at least reviewing your business plan every single month to make sure you're on track to achieve what you want to do. And the last point with that is that it's okay to tweak. So if you have got a plan at the start of the year and you're not on track and you want to look at tweaking it, it's better to have a plan in place that you've tweaked to be challenging and achievable than not achievable at all. It's better to have a plan in place. So tweak it, and it's okay to do that. So you have to be honest with yourself. Look at what you want to achieve, what's important to you, your business, nobody else's. And that's what you need to look at when you're looking at plans. It's okay to tweak it every quarter and certainly halfway through the year to keep that motivation and understand what your business plan is. And it is about, if you're tweaking it and reducing your numbers, it's not about failure. That's not about that. Maybe you was over egging it at the start of the year. Maybe you was unrealistic. And as we know, as mortgage brokers, challenges that we face every single day, the industry changes every single day. So the plans in place might not be relevant, or the certain things might not be relevant, but make sure you've got a plan in place. So just to recap on this solo podcast, make sure you've got a plan. If you haven't got a plan, now's the time to do one for the second half of the year. Review your actions daily, weekly, monthly, and it's okay to tweak. Be honest with yourself around the plan and make sure that you're reviewing your plan. Make sure it's right for you, right for yourself, right as an individual, and right for your business. Thank you for listening to this week's Mortgage Broker Broadcast. If you have any thoughts, feedback, or comments on this week's podcast, please put them in the chat on whichever platform you listen to or watch the podcast on. If you're thinking about becoming a self-employed mortgage broker, or you're looking to set up your own mortgage broker brand and business, or you're looking to accelerate your existing mortgage broker business, please get in touch so we can discuss how I can help and support you achieve your goals. And the last thing, as always, don't forget to run your own race. Thank you for listening to the Mortgage Broker Broadcast, the podcast which helps mortgage brokers at all stages of their mortgage broking career. If you have any questions about this podcast or any topics you want us to discuss, or if you're interested in working with me further, then please get in touch.